Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Haven't done one in a while. I realize this is of League of Legends. We have Janook throw Primordim, I want to say. I wanted to say Diem there. Qwerty's and Tension Miku on the upper right hand. They're going to be the purple team. Of course, Blitzcrank, Karthus, Jarvan. Ezreal is going to be AD carry, and Janook, I think, is going to be filling in the jungle. On the opposite team, you have Romulus playing Ahri in the middle. You have Sona as the support, as Bolt's in the bottom. Graves running to this corner. That is more into scramble. You have Riven, who is moving towards top, and it looks like Garubo as Pantheon in the jungle. So this is the new spectator feature, of course, for League of Legends. I'm going to try to produce one of these a night. Hopefully I'll get some interesting games for you guys. Hopefully it'll work out that way. And otherwise, yeah, if you want to watch it live, I start every night, 10:30 PST. And if you want to catch other League of Legends action out, go to lolcasting.com, run by Mad Dugan, good friend of mine. Anyway, opening up, it looks like throw protecting the northern jungle. Janook, they're not looking to invade, most likely because Janook is Maokai, and jungle Maokai, you can just set up on these wraiths, get a, what almost is free, I want to say, free experience in the jungle with these saplings set up, a lot like a Shaco setup. You have Karthus nearby who can support either location. Ezreal just checking that corner. Graves and Sona protecting their brush, worried a little bit about an invade. Looks like they're going to start on double golem, which is going to give them a slight advantage in bottom lane. And in the meantime, you have Garubo, who's going to get support from Ahri. He's going to start wolves, most likely move on to blue. Not getting additional support, however, from Riven top. So looking up just the general match lineup, you're going to have Riven top versus Jarvan, which we'll see how that works out. Riven's an extremely strong top lane. She has a lot of interrupt, a lot of damage she can roll. And she's just very powerful in lane, a very good exchange artist. However, Jarvan also very strong in lane. Mostly if he can just hop out every 6 seconds, turn around, do an attack, he takes percentage damage health. That's his passive in lane, which makes him extremely strong. However, if Throw's not able to hit those skill shots with that banner, if he's not able to run up and do some damage without, and he's going to want to play passively at least for some time, maybe wait for a gank before even attempting anything, he can end up in a lot of trouble top lane. Looks like Garubo actually heading up for a very early gank with blue buff on Throw. So and statistically they have shown that when you start harassing top lane early, that is the lane that ends up being successful. Throw in a lot of trouble here. Level 2 Garubo behind Throw trying to run south, and it looks like no, he's in fact going to get taken out almost instantaneously. He was alive for all of, it looked like 45 seconds before Garubo just wandered up and just annihilated him. Very unfortunate. In the meantime, Tension Miku somewhat vulnerable here. Let's see if Garubo decides to go for the counter evade. No, it looks like he's going to position now against Karthus, who's playing a little bit south. Now starting to look up. Janook somewhat vulnerable. I'm not sure that Janook, with this little health, especially with the race engage, could actually engage on top lane. Tension playing a little bit back. And this is the other problem. Even if Tension did go up and help here at red with Garubo, Ahri can just chase up and do a ton of damage. Janook getting caught off guard. There's the block. Garubo going for exchange. Maybe, ooh, it's going to be close because Throw is nearby. He can wander up, and I think 2-on-1 they will be able to win this out, but it looks like Garubo working his way out. Janook with the snare. There's Tension. It looks like they might be able to get a kill. No, not quite. Flash is out, so Flash has been expended. Ahri not following up. If Ahri had actually pushed up with that, that might have been a kill. Janook getting a little too vulnerable. Flash in. Tension Miku is still there. Waffle Pies is certainly going to force Garubo to die for this, but it looks like it's going to be a kill exchange, and that was an interesting decision there on Garubo, realizing that his teammate was going to die. Just diving in, getting the kill, unfortunately feeding both kills to the AP mid, which is going to be very helpful. So it is now currently 2-2, very early off. Romulus getting a nice taunt on Tension, coming across the corner, doing lots of damage. Tension trying to do something to follow up. And in the meantime, bottom lane, it looks like Quartz, oh man, and I've mostly been ignoring this bottom lane. It looks like Graves mostly dominating it. And this is no man's land actually here currently. We'll see if Pantheon works his way down, but you can't expect a lot. You've got the attack lane, unfortunately, going up against what it's hard to go attack lanes against Graves. He's got a lot of that strong passive armor, and he does a huge amount of burst, so he can just whittle you down, and he's doing exactly what I would recommend 80-80 carry do against a Blitzcrank who's in lane. Blitz, he wants to go and counter on kills. I need to take that smart cam off. He wants to go ahead and push up, get those kills, and in order to do that, he needs to land his grab. In order to land his grab, he needs to have minions out of the way, so as long as you make sure you're pushed up against their turret, It's very difficult for Blitzcrank to be valuable at all, and you can see there, as long as El Muerto scrambles, sits in the corner, and oh man! And that's the other problem. As soon as that arm has been pulled, there's nothing that Blitzcrank can do to support that lane. So no heal there. Sona has heal for Graves. Graves does a ton of burst damage, and she's just able to pound that Ezreal off the corner in lane. It looks like they're in hefty control. Gonna go ahead and bring up the CS count. You can see Graves very commanding, 28, almost double the CS currently of Ezreal. Obviously, it's a lower portion of the game, so not huge, but that is going to play bigger dividends later on. So, in the meantime, we have a gank lining up mid. Unfortunately, looks like it's a double counter gank. Garubo on the corner as well, and it looks like he's going to come in, delay. There's the root, taking some damage on turret. Garubo coming in from the corner. Janook trying to get out. Janook taking damage, does in fact get it slain. Garubo being very patient and intelligent on that. I think he saw Janook at some point moving in, probably because of very nice ward placement. Oh, that's very unfortunate. And it looks like Romulus in the meantime going to be backed up. Tension needs to be somewhat careful. Looks like a ward in the upper jungle. Things being very difficult for Janook thus far. He's already died twice out there in the jungle. He's actually limited to 17 CS, and that Pantheon getting extremely fed. Already 3, 1, and 0 from that jungle, which is really going to apply a lot of passive pressure to specifically top and mid, a little bit less to bottom. It's a little bit less common these days in the meta to gank bottom lane, although it could be a powerful gank with that blitz in it. And, oh, Ezreal getting annihilated. I'm glad I was able to catch that in time. Just too low in health, and you do not, when you have less than 150, 200 health, go up against a Graves who still has mana in his pool, because he will crush you. He will annihilate you, and it looks like everything going right currently for the blue team. Pushing up on turret. Looks like they're just going to back out. They can. Looks like El Muerto just going to sit back, go ahead and get items. He hasn't even expended any health potions thus far. He could probably get a couple of those small golems on his return. Wait for that lane to re-push out, and just let Blitzcrank sit there and do whatever he wants. Top lane currently being very difficult again. We've been a very difficult lane for Jarvan, in my opinion. It looks like Waffle going to chase Janook across that corner. Is going to ward underneath just so he doesn't have to worry about anything else coming across. So has that Tribush warded in a very nice position. Throw currently underleveled versus this Riven, trying to catch up. It looks like he just hit level 6, and now the game changes a little bit because he does have that ult, some nice hits, does get stunned on that return, but I think he exchanges better overall. Riven trying to escape. It looks like both exchanging a little bit of health potions. Now, here's the problem for Riven. Riven, does she have flash? She does have flash, but it's currently on cooldown. She needs to be a little bit careful in these exchanges. She ends up behind, and if Throw feels like he's in a position where he can do the pure exchange and end up winning it, especially with that flash down, she's going to be in very dangerous territory in a very small window. It looks like Throw is looking for that opportunity, is whittling away at her, but Waffle, you can see, realizes it, playing very passively, going up, just doing a little bit of peck damage, pulling off, not really even going aggressive. What this is allowing Throw to do is just control the lane, get all of the last hits, essentially, and we'll see if he even just goes for it once he has a lot of these minions pressing forward. Waffle doing a great job of just taking the small minions and then backing out rapidly against a very aggressive Jarvan. So it looks like Romulus now has blue buff from Garubo, who's still showing at level 4. I'm not sure what's up with that, especially considering he has 3 kills in lane. I'm wondering if that's just a misread. Looks like Janook in the meantime, well, no, probably just a little bit under jungle. Looks like Tension, Miku, and Janook calling me off. Janook, I'm not sure if he intentionally took blue buff or accidentally stole it in that situation. Throw, in fact, I wish I had caught it. I did, in fact, get that kill top lane. Let's see if he manages to survive, however, with the Pantheon follow-up. He's trying to follow this minion line. Is he going to be able to get the juke? Gets back out. Very nice. There's the flash. Garubo still trying to hunt him down. He might even want to hop on turret, but no, it looks like he's going to back up. He's still level 4, which is very dangerous. Very nice juke there by Throw. It's very dangerous territory to be jumping at that low level. Janook attempting to apply some pressure bottom lane. Looks like Quirits, however, Primordium were actually shoved up. Looks like Graves, go ahead and bring up the item tab. Graves already going to Berserker Bees, have his 2 Dorn Blades versus Ezreal, who's still just sitting on a Dorn's Blade and boots. Graves definitely in control of that lane. You can see the damage he's currently unloading against that Ezreal. This is where Blitzcrank can be somewhat useful here, but it's going to be a little bit limited, a little bit not lasting. That Ahri just looks like an absolute control of the lane. The one nice thing about Karthus, though, is you end up behind, you can still sit on turret and farm, and it looks like that is exactly what he's doing. He's got 2 kills. He's already got a Catalyst, probably working towards that Rod of Ages. Ahri has gone open actually with 2 Goron's Blade, a little bit more of an aggressive stance. Janook sitting here in lower jungle. Ahri spotted, I think, by that I'm sorry, that's the purple team's Yeah, I think that's Purple Team's ward. I wish I could tell which ward it was. I think it's actually, yeah, demarked. Okay, so green, I'm going to assume blue team. This is in colorblind mode. So blue team, which is kind of relatively green, warded there. So Ari has, in fact, been warded out. Looks like Pantheon moving south. He's going to take his red buff. Junuk just going to exit because he did not have Karthus support go middle. Riven, oh man, another kill bottom lane. Let's see if Blitzcrank gets taken out as well. Looks like Blitz did manage to get the knockoff. Great heal by Sona to just protect out. So Summoner Heal has been expended, but worth it. Double kill for Graves. Graves is absolutely dominating bottom lane. And he, wow, he is doing fantastic. 3-0, already has his full boots, 2 Dorn's Blades. Not a lot, wow, look at that CS difference. 80 CS to 34 that Ezreal's been ultra denied. So it's not gonna come from the AD carry, and there's that top. Oh, this is almost a attempted steal kill there by Karthus on the top lane. He did not need to use his ult there. Absolutely did not. And I'm not sure if he canceled it or not, and that was indicative there. Wish I could actually check and tell. No, it looks like he did in fact attempt to use it. Might have gotten taunted out of it by that Ahri. Ahri jumping on turret, trying to do some damage attention, attempting to drop that wall, but that's one thing about Ahri is that she can pop in and out. She's extremely mobile, so even dropping those walls, doing counter damage, the only damage you're going to get out of Karthus, which might actually behoove leveling E up and going for more of that tanky Karthus sort of build, just because of the counter Ahri, and also because Graves a little bit more of a short range. So it might behoove Karthus, is what I'm saying, to level up that area of effect E, that kind of swirl around. 1, to just maintain a mana in lane. 2, oh, jump from Pantheon into the middle. Rubo jumping on Karthus is going to in fact take him out. Karthus needs to drop a wall there. Did not drop the wall to slow Pantheon's exit. That plus a Q might have been able to hit a kill. Garubo is going to escape with quite a bit of health. Junuk nearby, not able to do a lot. He's completely out of mana. And again, bottom lane completely pushed up. Bottom lane so dominant. And this is kind of the difficulty for Junuk. He needs to farm. Really, he's had some difficulty in lane. Or, I'm sorry, in the jungle. He's behind Pantheon equivalently. I mean, Pantheon's got 4 kills. Looks like he's going to get gold per 5 item to try to make up for that. Maybe work towards Random's Omen, which is very intelligent against a fed Graves. Needs to be a little bit more tanky overall. The same thing for Junuk, for Thoreau. Thoreau top lane is definitely going to want to be more tank-oriented, a little bit more armor-oriented to try to take care of that Graves. Maybe try to isolate that Graves. Unfortunately, Graves Sona combo, let's say he does manage to land that ultimate, does manage to isolate it. Sona's ultimate, she just stuns everybody in a line, so even if he is able to isolate that Graves, if Sona saves her ult for more of a defensive posture, I think that Graves can just go to work and really control the game. Ward sees Pantheon going in. There's an attack. Oh, that so much damage from Graves, completely annihilating everything in firm control. Oh my goodness, just annihilating this team. Junuk was trying to come down, help out. Unfortunately, he's in a 5-on-1 situation, flashing over the wall, getting back to his turret, but he's still basically dead. They can just sit on top of it, trying to drop an ult from Ezreal to try to help. Not going to be enough. He's taken out. Probably shouldn't have expended the flash and just taken the death there. Unfortunately, Karthus now swinging in, and it's just 1 by 1 going in. It looks like Throw did manage to score another kill in that top lane. And this Karthus and this Ezreal still very exposed. It looks like he wants to try to take this blue buff. He wants to try to steal it. Great taunt from Ahri. Tension is definitely, I'm sorry, Tenshi definitely, well, never mind. Thought he was going to die. No, there it is. Garbu dropping it. Again, another flash that I'm not sure. I feel like he might have been dead no matter what in that situation. Nice attempt on that escape. Unfortunately, getting wiped out. And right now, Thoreau taking top turret. So maybe, and he's controlled top lane thus far, which he's done a fantastic job against that Riven. Riven currently only level 8, just exchanging much better. Doing a great job as Jarvan top lane. Really controlling it. Now he needs to start roaming and try to help his team out. He's the only player who has really won his lane. He's currently got 3 kills. Is decently tanky. Maybe he can go mid lane, try to interrupt this Ahri. Maybe he can go bottom lane and try to give Ezreal some sort of breathing room. That tower left intentionally weak for opportunity dives later. Also not going to let Quertzy go for anything later. But right now, really the blue team, despite missing top tower, in firm control just because Ezreal, so many kills out of that jungle, has really done a fantastic job disrupting everything. If you look at the comparison, otherwise you've got RA11 is actually up on Karthus as far as just flat minion kills, I believe is, yeah, about 20 up on Karthus overall. And here comes Throw looking for that support. Ahri a little bit too close, dragged in. Ahri's a very hard gank, unfortunately. He's going to give him some breathing room. Here comes Chinook. Can Chinook land the snare? Nope, not quite. Not able to walk up in the snare. Now Riven going to go for a counter push top, trying to try to get as much CS as possible. In the meantime, needs to be careful though, because Thoreau's swinging around. Granted, he's not going to completely empty Riven from full health.
Turret has been destroyed.
But still, bottom turret now finally being taken. Graves chasing him down, has 2 levels equivalently on Ezreal. Blitzcrank down 2 levels as well on Sona. Sona expending a Q into minions there. Probably not the best situation, but Graves swinging around, going to try to flank middle lane. Tenchi in a lot of trouble here if this Graves swings around from the north. Looks like Blitzcrank realizing the situation. Heads up on his part to swing around to the north. Ults. Does not catch Ahri. Garubo also safe. And that's got to be disappointing in his part. I was hoping to get 2 kills. Waffle getting too aggressive. Looks like he's going to sneak in and get taken out. And Waffle, the one sore spot here for blue team, being taken out a couple times now. So losing to Throw and also being caught out in that jungle. Muerta able to sneak away from Throw. I don't think Thoreau's ultimate was in fact up. Yeah, it looks like it had about a 5. No, never mind. It was up. He just decided not to dive against that. Unfortunately, also the Blitzcrank support with the Jarvan in the team. I hate to say it's a little bit difficult to synergize those two. So if Blitzcrank gets a bad pull, something like that can end up a bad situation. Ahri going in for another dive on Denji. Garubo missing the ult. She didn't hit the taunt to get him in there, but it doesn't make a difference. Still plenty of damage. Throw trying to come up and clean up. He does not want to engage these two without some help. Granted, he has some ghostly help along that corner, but now he's just going to try to cover mid lane. Chinook sneaking underneath. They might be able to get a kill here. Going up, hitting. Again, Ahri just a hard target to hit. Bolt's coming in to try to support. There's the ult from Thoreau. There's the ultimate inside there. Again, negating everybody that's in that circle. And that's the problem with that Sona support. Oof, Garubo getting another, wow. Getting some kills. It looks like Thoreau was able to get the double kill, but you could see how much, despite the fact they won this team fight, it looks like they're just going to dive on top of this turret. Nice job on Blitz to absorb some of that damage, allow Thoreau to get additional kills. Thoreau now dominating, but you can see again with that ult, ooh, Riven close on that corner. Is Riven going to be able to close the gap, kill Thoreau? Tort's trying to push up, push him away. It looks like Thoreau able to jump the gap. Oh, Blitz with the pull! Ends up getting killed. That was extremely dangerous territory, and that actually put Thoreau in the danger zone. Not the pull you wanted to see there. Yes, Blitzcranks can be a liability sometimes. But again, like I was saying, that's the point I'm trying to get to. You can see with that Jarvan ult, he has that nice wall around his opponent, but unfortunately, Sona can just walk up, use her ultimate, send out that big wave of stun, and their entire team, they're just sitting in there, ends up, basically it just perfectly lines up the opposing team's Sona ult. So it ends up basically being a really strong counter in that regard. Minimizes Throw, minimizes anybody essentially that's in that circle in melee, and unfortunately Ezreal is a very close range attack damage carry. He's very mobile, but at the same time very close range. So odds are he also might be caught in there. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the item count overall. Looks like Karthus, again, can sit back and farm. Has done a good job of catching up overall in CS. Is actually ahead of that Ahri, at least in score overall, not ahead in levels. Just a single level behind. I'm sure he'll catch up in that regard. He does have his Rod of Ages. Unfortunately, Ahri does as well. Ahri actually skipping boots, which is a great choice. Actually missed a kill, it looks like, in bottom lane. Ezreal, what is he doing without turret, without support, all the way down there in bottom lane? So especially whenever you have a Pantheon, yeah, you can be anywhere. Oh, tension gonna die here. Looks like Chinook trying to drop that ult. Garubo pushing out of it. Looks like he did not break that ult, so Garubo able to get the kill. Chinook trying to do what he can. I don't think he can spend enough damage. Looks like Throw's gonna be able to come up and finish this off, however. So able to kill Romulus, and Waffle going into a very late fight. Oh! Attacks coming from underneath, and it looks like Chinook and Throw coming into a very scary situation, but Throw able to isolate on El Muerto, and again, there's the Sona ult with Throw ult right there, doing a great job defensively hitting it, and El Muerto, just doing too much damage. Unfortunately, in this situation, Thoreau is the, which is almost a lot of games with Thoreau, honestly. We play with him pretty regularly. He's 6-1-3. He is fed. He's the only fed player on his team, however. And with that Graves there on that opposite side, it's very difficult with that Graves-Sona combination to accomplish really what he needs to accomplish for his team. It looks like he was sneaking up, hoping to get a burst kill on El Muerto to slow him down. El Muerto at level 12, almost close to the solo top lane and solo mid lane. That's how much he dominated that lane. So very desperate situation. Blue team currently up 17-10. Throw going to be able to get some more damage, but honestly he's going to start tapering off eventually. The Ezreal just trying to farm what he can to try to catch up. And this is when you start running into Baron territory, really, is what it comes down to, is blue team has a strong degree of map control. They have absolute domination across every lane except Waffle. But really Waffle can, as long as he can fly and get a good stun off, he will be effective in these team fights. He's trying to do the same thing that the Ezreal's doing, however, across those lanes. Looks like a nice ward, but oh, is going to get caught and pay for it. Ezreal there, Karth is providing some support. Scramble is going to sneak out, and nice Cloud there to blind that. Wow, that was so heads up. Throwing the Cloud to blind the Blitzcrank so the Blitzcrank could not get a pull and perhaps score a kill. Janook in the bottom jungle, warding it. Looks like he's going to go for the counter race. Looks like Throw is near the top, but Ezreal continuing to farm bottom. And again, if they just catch one kill, which they might here, Janook on that corner, Muerta not responding. Now, yeah, Janook just needs to run. He needs to try to get out as quickly as he can. Ahri coming up. There's the taunt on the corner. Janook certainly going to die. There's the ult from Pantheon behind, and this is most certainly going to translate into a Baron. Ezreal trying to ult, get something, misses Muerta. Muerta's going to go back, heal up. Ezreal trying to sneak his way through. Throw coming around for a cleanup, however, and actually might have a lot of success. Even against these three, it looks like they're going to engage Dragon while Muerta's around that corner. Romulus wrong the kill. There is help there. And this is a great situation for the purple team to try to catch up. Great ult from Sona to try to block Ezreal and Blitzcrank out. Going to sacrifice a little bit, and they need to not be engaged. They need to just be fleeing for their freaking lives. Okay, it looks like the Riven is going to die 3-on-1 situation. That immediately, because of a little bit of greed there, turned from what I would have thought would have been a great situation to maybe even run up and get a Baron in kind of superior numbers fight, and turned into absolutely nothing. Nil, a turnaround team fight, and a little bit of catch-up room for the purple team. Unfortunately, you're caught between two turrets. It looks like they're thinking, oh yeah, we can engage on this turret, and they realize, oh, never mind, that front turret's not even down. Someone's trying to go up. Throw diving in. He's going to take a lot of that initial damage. Unfortunately, that Ezreal can't do a lot of follow-up damage to really support that turret tank. Honestly, the Ezreal almost should have been taking that turret for Thoreau in that scenario. Blitzcrank not doing it either. In the meantime, the rest of the team pushing up mid lane, being taken out. Janook in the jungle, going to steal a little bit. It looks like Karthus, Tenchi in the middle, calling, saying, hey, give me some support. Try to take out this mid turret. Try to get a little bit of global gold going. Instead, Janook just going to leave a single Wraith, going to back up, start moving bottom. He's going into a little bit of hostile territory here, and by a little bit, I mean a ton. He's got a Graves and a Pantheon here. Pantheon who's in a lot better situation than him. Janook calling for, oh, he's getting surrounded. He doesn't even realize it. He's going in, throwing some stuff, but oh, it's so scary. He's so far in enemy territory. Thoreau getting blown up in the corner, just getting shut down by the Ahri. The Ahri not realizing the turn on that corner. Prime trying to set up for an epic grab, perhaps, and a knockup if he can do so, although I'm not sure he wants to pull Janook. That's, again, the problem with support blitz as well, is if your teammates are trying to flee, it's a little more difficult to get something accomplished. Jump from Pantheon in the middle just to get involved in that fight. Actually, I almost wonder if it would have been better to just go back to spawn and then jump someplace nearby if you're just going to expend it into nowhere. It looks like they're just going to back off. Now that the rest of the team, I think Thoreau is going to be up in just a moment here if he's not already. Looks like he is in fact back in that team fight in 5 seconds. They're just going to go take Dragon, take the small wins, pass it back. It looks like Blitzcrank, going to get caught on that corner. Got to be careful trailing that far back whenever there's an Ahri taunt in the equation, particularly when you're outnumbered. So any of these little brush areas where you can't really have vision of your enemy, you're not quite sure how close that Ahri is, then Ahri can drop that taunt and essentially you are going to die, particularly if there's anyone else to support there, particularly when you have players like Riven, etc. in there. And Thoreau running in, didn't see again, this is lack of words, it's really what's causing this. Shoving him out, wanted to try to catch that blue, or at least try to halt them at blue, takes some free damage and is now going to be forced back out. Things not looking good for purple team, currently 21-12. Significant gold advantage to the blue team. The one advantage that purple team does in fact have is they have a true tank. They've got Thoreau, but unfortunately they do not have a true 80 carry. Ezreal's still sitting at boots a BF sword at 24 minutes and 2 Doran's blades. Whereas you see the Graves on the opposite side, the Graves has a considerable lead, a fantastic build. Already has Phantom Dancer, has that Infinity Edge, is actually building a little bit of armor to make himself more durable in these fights, which is almost redundant on Graves. I feel like might have even I almost feel like he would have been okay with Ahri sneaking out. Again, the power of Ahri able to get out of those ults. Throw might have wanted to save that ult for another opponent. Looks like Scramble going to try to pound damage. He's not going to want to engage. There's too many here. Riven coming up on delay. Now Scramble getting an opportunity to snuck in. This is where Riven should just actually run up and try to stun whoever she can to open up this opportunity for Scramble. Looks like Chinook doing a good job of pinning him. Scramble exhausted, trying to back out around that corner. Bolt's not anywhere nearby. So many people on the purple team with just a sliver of health here. It's unfortunate they do not have a Karthus on their team. Was in fact fed. Karthus just now getting that blasting wand, nowhere near the death cap that he probably wants. Looks like they're going to gather up mid, continue this fight. Nice little comeback fight there, but still I worry, and really what comes down, again, the advantage for purple team, they have a tank. Pantheon has a stun, but he's not really a true tank. He can't really absorb that damage. He's more of an assassin. He can take a little bit of, he can engage, but he can't just sit there and take a pounding. Riven has, that's kind of, I think, some of the problems with top lane Riven. You have a top lane Riven, even if she does extremely well. Looks like she's behind her build, just now getting a Giant's Belt, trying to get more tanky. But she can run in, she has a shield for a very brief amount of time, can throw down a stun. But beyond that, that's about all of her capability to control lane. Where on the opposite side, you have Thoreau, who's very, very scary. As a Trinity Force has actually gone with an Elixir of Fortitude here. Is very tanky, has plenty of armor, and can unload a significant amount of damage between everything he's doing. Also has that slow off that Trinity Force. Can be a lot of trouble for this Graves, who has to be in close range with him. That's hopefully what that'll do is that'll allow some delay, that'll allow Ezreal to build interesting, going for an Infinity Edge. I wonder if this guy isn't some very odd build for Ezreal. Doesn't seem like a stereotypical Ezreal build. Usually you'll see him go for more Sheen based or more ability based. He's more of a I would almost call Ezreal more of an AD caster rather than a pure AP. And also him being bottom lane right now, perhaps opening up Baron. It looks like Thoreau getting isolated in Romulus. Romulus chasing Thoreau, doing some damage. Thoreau, unfortunately, does not have any magic resist items at this stage. He's just sitting at 63. Chinook swinging around, is pinned between two, however. The rest of his team swinging up from above. There's that charm I was talking about on that edge. He's been ignited. Scramble wandering up as well. However, it is going to be a 4-on-3, but not for long. Chinook is out. Pantheon jumping it. Looks like he is going to hit it. And immediately jumping on Blitzcrank of all people. I would expect him to jump actually on Karthus, and oh, just getting annihilated. Ezreal in the bottom lane able to get some damage, but not being in this team fight is hurting him a lot. Sona actually doing some damage across that corner, and Scramble picking up yet another kill. Right now they're sitting in between turrets, and unfortunately taking some of that additional damage, and also the Ahri being separated. Ezreal. Oh. That Ezreal's so happy right now. So happy. He's jogging home saying like, woo! Looks like that he's going to open up Baron. I was about to say, I'm wondering if they're going to take Baron or not. At this stage, it looks like they're now doing so. It might be a little bit late, actually. We'll see, because the opposite team is up. They can, in fact, contest it if they move right this second and do a little bit of poke and delay a little bit. Looks like it is, in fact, not going to happen, though. Okay, now they realize it. I still think it might be a little bit late. Ahri with the taunt over the wall, continuing to do damage. Maokai nowhere nearby to provide the smite. Looks like the smite, I think the smite was there for Pantheon. Actually, did Pantheon even go smite? Yes, he did. In fact, okay, good. Cooldown. In fact, called it. Romulus going up, getting aggressive. People coming around the corner, a little bit spread out. They need to actually just back off, get some health, turn around, and then engage from there. But it looks like instead, just going to poke some taunts, do some things along those lines. That is one advantage having Ahri when you do not have a tank, though, is if you can drop that taunt and hit multiple people. If that taunt lands, you're drawing someone in. You don't have to worry about having a tank in the way. They're going to be preoccupied. They're not going to be able to move. They're not going to be able to respond to you for quite some time. So look for Ahri specifically to be isolating either on, well, I'm not sure if she wants to really taunt Thoreau closer to their team, but probably going to try to line up taunts on Ezreal or on Tenchi at this stage. But granted, she'll probably be happy to nail anyone, and honestly, she's going to be the primary damage dealer against Thoreau. She can shut down Thoreau. She is going to open up everything in the team. Nice! Nice flash there by Chinook, trying to catch that Ahri. Ahri, I think, might have the ult to escape. Looks like she's continued going. Garubo trying to come in, stunning, trying to save. Great ult from Sona is going to delay 3. That actually might cost Chinook his life. Yes, does cost Chinook his life, and Romulus able to sneak out. So frustrating. Looks like Thoreau, in fact, going to be taken out by that Pantheon as well. He's exhausted. The rest of the team coming up. They're Scramble in the fight, and he's going to get some free cleanup. 4 deaths, 1 standing. Oh, and still the jump. Is he going to hit it? Oh, yes, gets stunned, and that is going to be the ace by Mortal Scramble. Great play from Garubo. He has just been an absolutely dominant force. 11, 2, and 8 in combination with Graves. And I have a feeling that, well, we'll see if that's it, because they do have an opportunity to push this, get an inhibitor, maybe continue this press, and this could be the end of the fight. Garubo continuing to press up is going to nail these turrets down. Yeah, just take them absolutely out. Inhibitor left, getting just wiped out. No one there to stop him. No, Janook, the first one up, and Ezreal, they cannot stop the flow of this team. They can't even position against Muerto. Of course, he's not careful. He won't end up dying. He's just trying to clear those minions to try to allow that turret to do the damage, because he's the turret to do the damage instead of him. Janook, for whatever reason, actually using his Reverie to try to chase after these guys. When really he doesn't have the damage. He didn't have the damage right there to engage. If he did manage to catch one, probably would have been a scary situation. Might have died before any support would have been able to come up. Currently a dominant gold lead, 48k to 36k for the purple team. Waffle, not sure what Waffle's doing. Needs to be very, very careful swinging around. Also, if you just look at the level difference across the board, Ezreal at 14 compared to Graves, who's near 18. Graves with a fantastic build, has Guardian Angel already up, can start working on his Phantom Dancer, which is really going to limit the effectiveness of Throw. He's just going to reduce his tank to the floor. It looks like Throw has a Heart of Gold up. Let's see if he starts working that towards the Randuins eventually. Really, they need something to reduce the attack speed, something to limit that Graves, and then they still have to worry about the Pantheon is really what it comes down to, and Pantheon is ability burst. Pantheon and his abilities do an immense amount of damage, and so Pantheon is going to be filling in a little bit of that tanky role. He does, in fact, have an Atmas. He's got a good amount of health. He has a Brutalizer and a BF Sword as well to unleash some of that damage. Has some good cooldowns under his belt as well. Janook trying to poke away at Waffle Cake. Waffle Cake has, again, been kind of that launch in the opposite team. 3, 7, and 7 is filling it. Has a Frozen Mallet, and just a CC machine is really it comes down to. Crowd control. Is he going to go in, try to die, try to slow their opponents down, do what? Just kind of an errant Ezreal ult there, clearing some minions. Might have wanted to save that, trying to poke where he can. He's not getting a lot accomplished. They're backing up to the turret. Sona and Ahri starting to make their way forward. They do still have Baron buff. I wonder what the timer is, and it's just about to go away though. Well, is that? Yeah, there, it's gone. That's actually a nice feature. Waffle taking a little bit of free damage right there. So nothing going to accomplish here for the purple team, unfortunately, but with that inhibitor down, as long as they freeze the lane here against these opponents, if they poke away, they're going to end up winning, because these opposite lanes, this green filter is just going to run up and push directly to the Nexus, so they're going to get a lot accomplished. Now diving right on top of that turret, Tenchi down. He can still do some damage as a dead Karthus with that AoE, but Chinook going to get annihilated as well. There's that ult. That is going to get Waffle. Actually did a lot of damage. It looks like he managed to get Riven. Looks like he was able to take out Pantheon as well, and that's going to send the team fleeing. And that is the power of a Karthus, even late game. Romulus down in trouble against Throw. Throw chasing him down, using ult, expending it. Looks like Throw, yep, able to get that kill, but El Muerto smelling blood in the water. Is he going to be able to get that corner before Throw and Quirtix are able to escape? Granted, they do not have a turret. Keep that in mind. They see him coming. Throw swinging. He's able to save Ezreal. And it looks like Sona going to be able to come up and get support. And that with the Guardian Angel, yeah, not able to save Throw. Scramble still with the Guardian Angel. Chinook wanting to run up, try to finish this off. Oh, it looks like actually a little bit of dangerous territory, because again, it's one of those situations where he doesn't have enough damage, I don't think, to really get a kill between the two of them. I think they don't realize that Sona's... Oh, no, now they realize that Sona's not back chasing. Now Chinook is just dead, is really what it comes down to. Yeah, he just kind of dive back and forth. Now Blitzcrank running up. That Blitzcrank is going to force an escape from both of them. Pantheon is going to jump in, get a kill, maybe two, probably save his teammate. Just kidding, Tenchi out of the corner. There's Chinook down again. Is Tenchi going to get double shot and just respawn to immediately die? Here's the question. No, not today. Pantheon able to run out. He does not have a huge amount of magic resist. Looks like he does have a good 86, just kind of inherently, from his boots and from his masteries. And oh, there's Tenchi getting wiped out again. He was alive for all of 30 seconds before he was killed again. Blitzcrank trying to pull, does get the kill on Pantheon, but ooh, actually might be able to get, nope, actually pull it back. He's not able to get Waffles, and Waffles is not going to secure that kill. Ezreal's still trying to build up what he can. He has got an Infinity Edge. He does have a Zeal now. Is able to output a little bit of damage. But again, I don't like this build as much on Ezreal. He's an ability. He's an attack damage spellcaster more than he's just a flat sit and attack, range attack damage carry. And so I feel like Cortez, we'll say, is kind of a little bit out of his element as far as his role in the AD carry. Might have been kind of forced in that role, wanted to play somewhere else, something along those lines. In the meantime, Graves does have that last Whisper. Just shreds armor. He's a terror everywhere he goes now. Has a lot of armor just being Graves himself. That and his Guardian Angel, Infinity Edge. He doesn't have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Not durability, but he doesn't have a lot of regeneration, doesn't have a lot of lifesteal, cannot regain a lot of health very rapidly, but he doesn't need to. He's got Sona there, he's got a lot of protection, he's got an entire life that he can sit back. Nice attempted taunt across that corner. In fact, misses. Good pull! They catch Sona over the wall net. He's going to deny Baron. There's a Sona ulting, desperately trying to get out. Muerta sneaking up with that ult expended, but it looks like Sona is in fact going to die, but will Scramble be able to do enough damage to make up for it? Throw getting annihilated by all the ults. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's going to send them running. Nice follow-up wall. Muerta's homing down, is able to get the double kill, probably can get this mid-turret. Looks like Pantheon is going to work down that mid-turret. Still 4 people alive. That right inhibitor is back up, but it is a 4-on-3 situation, technically 2. Chinook did not die, but he's back in base healing, so he's going to be out of the fight for a minute. There's the initiation, there's the jump. Ezreal able to sneak out of range, but that turret is going to get taken out with that minion line pushing up. Jumping, turning on Tenchi. Tenchi not able to escape that Pantheon. Oh, Garubo on fire. Chinook able to swing up and get a counter kill. There's an ult! Does get Ahri. Oof, get a double kill actually. Able to get both Ahri and get Pantheon. So double kill, well, it had Pantheon earlier across that corner. So it looks like they're going to live the fight another day. And this might actually open up an opportunity to maybe do what I would call a defensive Baron. Granted, once they clear this bottom lane and just make sure they don't lose this inhibitor. Oh, man, I missed a kill there on the corner. Chinook chasing a little bit too far. That is going to actually lose that opportunity. And QWERTY's not able to save the inhibitor on the right. Oh, that's just disappointing when you're sitting there attacking, trying to save your inhibitor, and you just can't unload enough damage late game as the ranged attack damage carry to save your inhibitor. That's unfortunate. Bolt's going to go up ward blue, is calling for blue and dragon across the field. Throw in the meantime taking red buff. It's probably most useful on him at this stage of the match. 60k gold, 246 on the corner. Blue team in firm control. Granted though, at this stage, one big mistake, one completely lost team fight, and things could just completely turn around. Although it would take 2 of those scenarios really for the purple team to swing back into this. The ace in the hole is going to be Karthus, and Karthus unloading a lot of damage right now. He is near 500 AP at 478 to be specific. When his ult is up, he's going to be a big threat, calling for, hey, come get blue buff. You need that blue buff. Throw dancing back and forth. Try and keep that up. Throw now has his Randuin Omen. Unfortunately, with everybody bottom corner, it looks like they realized it. They're going to go for Baron. Everybody trying to descend on Baron now. They're not going to be in time. Baron buff goes to the blue team once again. Attempted Ezreal, misses, does some damage, and a very late knockup from Baron there. It looks like Romulus going across that top corner, catching Throw. Throw's been taunted, Pantheon's hand, and he is just chain stunned. Looks like he was able to get out, but not for an extremely long period of time. This is where Scramble is just a absolute terror because he has that Guardian Angel up. He can be very threatening. He dies once, he'll just come right back. He just swing down, great ult to catch Tenchi from Sona. Jump from Pantheon, he's going to catch Ezreal. Ezreal's down, and that is going to be game. Most certainly. Blue team just too far ahead. Muerta can just sit back and pound away. Even under turret fire really is what it comes down to. Doing so much damage per hit. Another inhibitor down. That's 2 inhibitors down out of the field. They really can't stop the onslaught at this stage. Throw and Chinook trying to back up. Chinook getting taunted, getting group onslaughted. And there's a rage quit from Primo. Throw continuing to try to attack his way out, trying to be a distraction, try to buy his team some time. I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's assume someone does get up there. What are they going to do? They've got an Ahri sitting in the corner. Muerta actually did that just ignore the Guardian Angel? Interesting. Maybe it was not up and it was an odd effect. It's not going to make a difference though. They're just suiciding in the last second. And that is game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to try to release these nightly and try to sneak in games that I can. Hopefully I will get getting games right at the beginning as I did with this one. It's a little bit tricky with this current system. Feedback's appreciated. Again, check out lolcasting.com for any additional... I like that I get the victory screen no matter what, actually, now that I realize it. Check out casting at lolcasting.com. And again, these are recorded nightly at 10:30 p.m. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.